Hello and welcome to this new part of Danganronpa Another. Last time we started the trial and it pretty much started out with Satsuki immediately confessing that she's the killer, but no one believes her.
And now we're about to officially put that down, because, you know, logic rationed it out, and people are still in disbelief.
Yep. Alrighty then. I wonder if they refreshed our failure.
Oh.
An impossible crime?
What does that mean?
It's literally what it means. An incident happened, but no one in the state is capable of causing the incident itself. That can't be. I can affirm there's no such thing as an impossible crime in this world. I agree with this. There's no unsolved problem in the world. When the result has happened, it means that there was a series of processes. Then, this case, how can you explain it? To assert that this was an impossible crime, you gave up on the case. There is a secret that has not yet been solved when your thoughts don't reach to the end.
But if neither Kinjo and Mikaru, who always knew the critical points of the case, weren't confused enough to say that, it's already a mystery that can't be solved then, isn't it?
Shut up. Do I look like I'm panicking right now? You look clueless.
He does look clueless. He's trying to save face and it ain't working. She's just like, I'm not gonna comment. I lied! She went into him! Okay. I'm looking forward to voicing this. Sorry, but it looks like that. It has been a few days now, but these days, Kinjo, you're not really yourself at all. Just like Maida before coming to the ballroom.
You're being very annoying, you damned criminal.
He doesn't like that people are pointing out his flaws, and
Yes.
I am living.
Kinjo, why are you saying that? It's not really like you to get emotional so easily. Ignore it. Now we're on a trial. This is a life or death war. If you take care of someone who loses their temper during a war, you'll have to go through them. There's no other option. This person or that person. I'm done. Again, this case isn't an unsolved crime. Let's organize the information. Kinjo, he looks like that again.
Looks like a kicked kitten. He looks like a kicked wet kitten.
Man. There's a German saying for that, but I don't know how to translate it to English. Man. Bestellt und nicht abgeholt. Verdammt. Man. He looks like he was sighted somewhere, but no one came to pick him up. That's how it's translated.
So like a lost child?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's excellent. He was fucking stood up. That's hilarious.
First, even if we put on hold Terrier's claim that the crime is impossible, it would be necessary to look at the case from a different point of view.
A different point of view?
In retrospect, all of the reasoning we have done so far is based on Kurokawa's testimony. Let's step back here for a moment. Has anyone ever seen Kurokawa spying on the hallway? What? What do you mean? In short, Kurokawa's testimony is not too blind, but Kurokawa's words 100% true. She would be hungry in extreme circumstances. Would she bear with that in mind? Lastly, there could be the possibility that Kurokawa was the culprit. When that idea comes up, she could be playing with all of us. I mean, he isn't wrong, but...
Yeah.
Kinjo. Hey, did you go crazy? Did you really flip around that fast? That stuff that's coming out of your mouth. What? I'm talking about possibilities. At the time of Tomori's murder, during Kinjo's testimony, you put a threat on our private room doors to prove up alibis. But that was evidence that no one else knew other than Kinjo. It's the same story. It's different from that. What I've been doing at the time is what I've been doing before the incident. And this is just simply what you've seen and heard testimony. Dude, it's the same. It's meaningless to condemn the truth or falsehood in a testimony. Did you forget what you said? So utterly disappointing, Tsurugi Kinjo. Even though I was thinking you were just a crazy guy, I admitted your reasoning skills, but now you've stopped thinking with your head. But since the situation is quite desperate, isn't Kinjo trying to do everything he can? Kurokawa, is there nowhere to prove it? Your testimony, I mean. I don't know why I have to do this. Why not ask Satsuki or Teruya? Huh? You've heard about my testimony. Teruya admitted that he entered the arsenal a while ago. What about Satsuki? If I was out at dawn, well, like Kurokawa said, since I'm the killer above top, of course I wandered around at dawn. Even if we ignore the backstory, Dark Circle's testimony is reliable in its own right now. If I were you, I would have known that right away without having to do this cumbersome work. You're noisy. As long as your reasoning hits a wall, it's a way to do what you can. Huh, you admitted that your own words, that your reasoning was blocked now? That's funny. She's bullying him.
Yep.
Be quiet, Mikaru. You're on the same level as we are right now. Do you think you're in a position to mock others now? That's enough. Mikaru listened?
Yeah.
Shocked into silence, both of them.
That's so fucking funny. How come Kurokawa can have this powerful voice in a class trial? Oh, she probably was speaking much louder than usual.
Everyone, don't get worked up. Since this is a difficult case, we need to regain stability more than usual. So let's calm down and look back from the beginning. There must be something we missed. Sorry, as Maida said, I was getting too excited. I apologize. Then Teruya Otori is not a culprit, I'm sure up to this point. Even if that's true, we'll have to double check. Teruya, are you really sure you sent a letter to Haruhiko and loaded the bullets?
Well, yes. I'll say I still can't believe I'm not the culprit. I didn't really read the Monokuma file properly, so I was in a hurry. I saw the right hand ruptured, so I guessed I was the one who did it.
That probably isn't a lie. Teruya really thought he was the killer. He said so a little while ago, as if confessing. He told us he was going to be executed.
It's not likely, but something came to my head, so can I speak? Something came to mind. I want to ask.
Go ahead.
An accomplice, or in fact, there were two culprits. I'd say just an accomplice, because there can't be two culprits.
Dismissed. Anyway, all opinions from your brain. Are they all like that, or what? I didn't even expect it. Rubbish opinions like that. A story not worth considering. Anything like that, just crumble it, take it out your brain, and throw it into the trash.
That's unfair. I said that because I was thinking in my own way.
If Teruya had an accomplice, there would have been a person who objected at the time of him being accused as a culprit. Even if not, Teruya would have confessed everything and made a mistake in the end.
But what if there was a real criminal and pointed out Otori as the culprit? Everyone except the real culprit dies, right? Can't you think about a development like the culprit used Otori?
Or it's just Satsuki?
Satsuki, why do they not believe her?
Hmm. Oh, you're using your head, but that wouldn't be it. Even if a culprit secretly works behind Teruya Otori to cover up sins, it is impossible to work without him because of the limited circumstances of the arsenal. And even if there is an accomplice, if we believe using Kurokawa's testimony, the only suspect remaining is Iranami, so it can't be it. It's staring everyone in the face. Come on, people.
They legitimately just Iranami is the answer right there, and they just do not perceive it.
Uh-huh.
It's that fucking meme of like, I do not perceive it.
Yeah.
And it's all of them right now about Iranami being the culprit.
Yuki might be on the right track now. Maybe. He noticed something. Huh? Wait a minute. I have a thought that something passed like a flash in my head just now. No, I am the real culprit. You're relentless. Why are you claiming to be the killer? Even after that, you don't know anything about this case. The more you claim to be the culprit, the more you claim your innocence. You still don't notice? Dude, you have already explained why she doesn't know about all the other things. It was all Teruya. Come on, people, use your brain.
They're so used to so far that no one would be an accomplice that they're not considering the idea that someone can be an indirect accomplice here. So I think that's the issue, is that there's no benefit to being an accomplice if you were like trying to be one. But Terry is technically considered an indirect accomplice.
Accidental accomplice.
Yeah.
Let's organize our thoughts. First, Teruya is not a culprit. He didn't shoot. What Teruya did was call Haru by using a letter and make a trap that explodes the gun by misloading a bullet. And the person who killed Haruhiko himself. In other words, what the real culprit did. What Teruya didn't do, that is. Grabbing a gun to kill Haruhiko, messed up the interior of the arsenal, and finally locked the door with the plank and the grenades. Teruya doesn't know what the real culprit did. And and if we think like that, conversely, does the culprit know what Teruya did? No, the real culprit wouldn't know what Teruya did. As Mikaru said earlier, what Teruya did was unknown to anyone, since he was in a closed space of the arsenal, unless the culprit directly sees it, or Teruya tells them in advance.
And who is the killer?
Wait, guys. There's something I want to check for a moment. Maeda? Before Kurokawa watched during the morning. From that point on, what if someone was hiding inside the arsenal? Could there be such a case? No, I don't think it would happen. Kinjo was tied up, and I saw Taira going to the room before. Mikaru, the last time she went into the empty room to the left of the dancing hall, she didn't exit the room at all. When did you see this? Well, you're right, I was investigating the empty room all day long. Then there are only two suspects that Kurokawa has seen, and they don't know what each of them had done. In other words, the real culprit doesn't know that Haruhiko received the letter, and they don't know why the hand was ruptured. But for some reason, Haruhiko was shot with a gun and killed. There's someone who could fit the condition right now. Who turned themselves in at the start of this trial. They entered in the subject view since they moved at dawn, and no one else can commit a crime at this stage. But this person, are they really the culprit? If so, why in the world? Congrats, Yuki, for having brain cells that are actually working right now.
Thank fucking God. I was losing hope in all these nerds.
Man.
Like the one moment of the game where the smartest people in the game don't fucking see the answer and won't accept it when it's in front of their goddamn face.
When it was
God
the
damn.
easiest solution all along.
It's that classic thing of like, the answer's right in front of you, but you keep looking over it, which I think was the point here, but I'm just like, good God, that was agonizing.
All of you guys won't want to admit it, but I think I know now the identity of the culprit.
What? Maida, you know the killer?
The person who satisfies all the conditions as the true culprit of this case, it can only be you, Satsuki.
What? Satsuki's the killer?
Hooray! You finally came to think of me as the culprit. Only Yuki understands me. I'm so glad.
Wait, Maida, look at her now. She was picked as the culprit, but she looks rather content. Do you really think that Satsuki is the culprit?
Listen, she can't live with herself because the person she was closest to, she ended up shooting. Of course she'd be delighted that she's like, oh god, I don't have to live with this guilt. Like,
And also the only
why are
other...
you so dumb, Kinjo?
Yeah, also the only other alternative is like killing everyone else in the room, so like...
So of course she'd be delighted because she doesn't want anyone else to die. She was set on dying from the start.
Yep.
And now she's just like, well, I get my wish and I get to save everyone, but not in the way I wanted, but at least they won't die. So it's like she's dealing with the hand she's dealt. Understandable, but good God, why does it have to be you, baby? You don't deserve this.
She really doesn't. Think about it. The only one who could possibly do this is Satsuki. At the beginning of the trial, when Satsuki came out saying she was the culprit, we were trying to interrogate her to say if she really was. However, Satsuki had no idea of the letter that caught Haruhiko and his destroyed right hand, which we thought the culprit would know. Of course, so we thought, because of these reasons, that she couldn't be the real culprit. But take a look. The two things mentioned earlier are actually from Terria's doing, not the culprit's. Teria didn't know there was someone who killed Haruhiko by shooting him with a separate gun. So, on the contrary, did the culprit know that Teria sent the letter and destroyed his hand? Probably not. It would be impossible to know Terria's actions unless he told the culprit in advance. Then the real culprit would be a person who doesn't know why the letter was sent to Haruhiko's room and his right hand exploded even though they didn't know why his hand ended up that way. And there's someone who meets these conditions. The person who confessed with their own voice that they killed Haruhiko by shooting them, but didn't mention about the right hand or the letter. And that person is Satsuki.
Well, I'm not sure what you're saying because it's difficult, but anyways, that's right. It was me. I killed Haruhiko.
I think Maida, his reasoning is making sense, but I don't really understand Satsuki's appearance and why you're acting like this. Why did you do this, Satsuki? Why do you like it so much that you're being named as the killer? Kamashikawa, who was close to Satsuki, with her own hands, how can you say it so lightly that you killed him? Because she doesn't want anyone else to die. Weren't you sad?
Think again, incompetent. Of course it's possible to commit a crime, as you said. There's only that woman, but that is absolutely not the reaction of a killer.
I'm not crazy. It's very normal to react like this.
You need to explain why it's normal. They're not understanding that the reason you're happy about it is so you don't have to live with it and you're saving them.
Actually, I don't know why Satsuki reacts like that and keeps saying that she's the culprit. However, I can't think of any other reasoning.
Maida's words make sense. In fact, at the time Teria was not found to be the killer, it was enough to doubt Satsuki because of the circumstances. Maybe as soon as the trial began, Satsuki couldn't be the culprit. We were stuck in that stereotype, so we didn't think about it more.
Satsuki, I'll check once more. Are you the culprit? Haruhiko, you killed him with a gun in your hand.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the killer.
Wait, if you're the real culprit, can you explain why you're so positive? You were like the one constantly appealing to him as the culprit.
I don't know. Just when the trial started, it became bothersome to make excuses. So that's why I just confessed. Now, if it's decided, go ahead and execute me.
If you sound so refreshing like that, it doesn't look like you're a criminal, on the contrary. I have my doubts too. In the first place, Satsuki doesn't have a personality to kill because it was an accident! Guys! Use your fucking brains! Ah! Even though that she's resolute to this point. Like Mikaru said, it would rather seem like we're choosing the wrong killer and that we're gonna die together.
That's not it at all. I was just telling the truth.
What do I do? It's hard to make sure after identifying the killer. This attitude Satsuki has, it's a reaction that defies understanding, like Mikado said. Even like this, can I still point Satsuki as a culprit? Yes!
Yes!
Everyone stop. Why are you thinking about that this crime is suddenly possible, but only the reaction is weird? Wake up already. The crime is impossible, even for Satsuki.
He's stuck in his stereotypes. He can't see that she actually did it. Oh my god, Kinjo, you are so infuriating.
Why is that?
But Kinjo, based on the testimony by Kurokawa, Haruhiko, Teruya, and Satsuki entered the arsenal at dawn. Of them, Teruya was the first to come out of the arsenal, and Haruhiko entered then after him. Because he was walking through the corridor with Satsuki just before this point, they entered the arsenal together. Then that means... Perhaps it was at the time that Haruhiko used the gun, and this is likely to be true just by looking at the sounds of the arsenal opening. And Satsuki coming out alone from the corridor. Back off, Maida. You said it just with your own words just now. Satsuki kills Haruhiko and gets out of the arsenal all alone. If she came out, how did she lock the door then?
She didn't, he did!
Yep. It's a clue that you guys found and checked yourselves, right? It is impossible to block the door from the outside in that way. If so, the killer was in the arsenal at least until Maeda and Teruya opened the door. However, Satsuki came out of the arsenal before this. Does this sound like she could still be the killer?
I'm going to take Kinjo. I'm gonna put my hand on the back of his head, and I'm going to push it down until he hits his head on his podium. Maybe it'll loosen the brain cells. Maybe just a little bit.
Maybe if you shake his head hard enough. Maybe then they will start working again.
Good God, I just mean like maybe a little bit of head trauma, just a touch, will help loosen them. You know, just a little bit, just some. Just enough to like knock a little bit of sense, you know. I mean, Akane, like, you know, straddled him and, you know, shit, and he started seeing a little bit of sense, not much because obviously he's nuts, but golly.
If you look at at Satsuki's reaction, that girl used the weapon, but it seems she doesn't know that the arsenal was blocked. So now what? Is Satsuki a ninja now? I mean,
It's
a
an
clown.
acrobat.
The closest thing to a ninja.
Anyway, you were saying. you were saying.
That she's a clown, the closest thing.
Yeah, I was going off the thought, like, she is an acrobat.
What was that again? Oh, wait, I know. Maybe you don't know, but what if you used a plank of wood as a barricade?
Girl. Oh no. It seems you were asleep during the trial.
Oh, we're going so fast and her brain cells only work so hard, my guy!
Hmm.
Please!
How about it? Is there anyone who still thinks Satsuki is the culprit?
Yes. After listening to Kinjo, it seems that Satsuki is really not the culprit. My boy, my darling little boy. You're going in timeout.
Ay, ay, ay.
In the end, the problem lies with the arsenal door being blocked. If we solve this, there should be no problem even if Satsuki is the culprit.
Even if you think about it again, it is impossible to put a wooden plank inside the arsenal door from the outside with grenades on it. There's no time frame at all. I think the current prerequisites were all wrong. The public here probably won't solve this mystery. I would rather go back from the very beginning and reorganize the case instead.
Well, that sounds nice and all, but I hate it when the trial is taking too long. Don't you? It's not a warning, but
You better wrap things up soon.
Oh! The alibis of Dawn, Kurokawa's testimony, Teruya's behavior, the wood plank that blocked the arsenal, and Satsuki's incomprehensible actions. Maybe. Have we missed something else? Why does Satsuki have that attitude in the first place? Even Kinjo seems to be confused. Our reasoning is at the very core right now. I think Kinjo is right. Blocking the door would be hard for Satsuki. This is a big problem. My mind is getting more and more complicated. Right now, this is the most important aspect of the case. The arsenal door, the wooden plank, the grenades. How to block the door from the outside.
Wait, you don't need to go back to the start. If you think about it a little, it should become clear.
It's an utter waste of time. Wait a minute. What's the reason for the flash grenade and the screen smoke? Smoke screen? At the moment the door opens, if the criminal hidden inside escapes through the light and smoke, then the trick to block the arsenal from the inside is solved. But I am afraid not. This was already mentioned. It's ridiculous when you think about Darkcycle's testimony at the very beginning. It's been seen that Teruya Otori and Satsuki Iranami, both of them came out of the arsenal. Yeah, then it really can only be Haru.
Inside the arsenal, the last one who came out was Satsuki, I'm sure. But opening the door and coming out of the arsenal means the door was not blocked until that last moment.
Well, in a word, doesn't that mean that the body of Haruhiko was left alone in the arsenal until just before Maida and I opened the door together in the morning? What is that? It doesn't make sense. It wasn't that the body was alive and blocked the door alone.
Girl.
I'm going to get them. Oh no, this is starting to sound creepy somehow.
You are right. Huh? Tyra, wait a second. What did you just say?
That it started to get creepy?
Not that, before that.
The body moved and blocked the door like a zombie from a movie? Well, of course it won't. Such health sciences. Unscientific. It's like that bear in front of our very eyes. It's unscientific. Hey, what the heck did you just say? I'll have you know I'm a cutting-edge science product.
Oh, my health was restored.
Hey.
The body moved and blocked the door. Of course, a reality like that does not exist, but as Teruya said earlier, it was Haru alone who remained in the arsenal until the end. No way. Could it be? The person who blocked the door to the arsenal, that person's identity is... Ah.
I gave you the answer to this in our thing already.
Alrighty then. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Our stuff's fully recharged. It's fine, you know?
That's so much.
Yeah, it is.
Why? Alright.
It is.
Flash anagrams match important clues up to you just need to write defined letters. Roam randomly. Also, you must fill in the first letter among the blanks. If you fill the wrong letter, your speech decreases. Yeah. But I don't think it has a time limit, so I should be fine.
No, I don't think it does.
At least some of them
Must have
already, yeah.
So it's that one.
No.
Yeah, you have to do it a few times. The one next to the... Wait.
Hello,
wait for another one to pop up.
where is it?
You gotta wait for another one to pop up.
Yeah.
Come on. I hate the load time on this minigame. It takes 5 years. It's that the red one.
It just fucking fucks off, you have every time.
Yeah, I know, but that's the one you need.
Yeah. Jesus, and then it's also a red one. Why don't I just stay for a while? It just takes up loading time for them to disappear every time.
Yeah. Okay, see one.
Why is it moving? Stop moving,
Okay, and then you need the green one that's closest to you, or that one works too. It's the same one. Oh my fuck.
That's just a matter of
This
time.
so infuriating.
Just a matter of time.
Yeah.
This one. Alright, now we have the SC, this S. Stop running away from me, things. And last one is... Man. Why do I need to hit them so often?
My lord.
This is
Oh my lord, and it's hooking it.
Yeah.
That's so annoying.
just a matter of time. This is so annoying. Oh my god.
Yeah, Flash Anagram has like major touchy shit. What the fuck? It was ready!
Yeah, and it doesn't always react when I press enter either, so...
That's the worst. Maybe it's because you have to be still when you're pressing it.
Nope, that doesn't... I can stand still all I want, it doesn't always react.
This is actually infuriating. Like, I'm not even the one controlling anything, and like, it's infuriating to watch. Come here, you bitch!
Can you hear all of my
Hello?
spin? I
Hello?
press this fucking thing.
Hello? Why is it doing this? Maybe you need to press slower.
That will make things even harder.
Oh god, come on. Come on, come on, thank you! Fuck! Good god! Well, the good news is, from what I know, the next case doesn't have one of those.
That's good. I never want to do that again. And that's it. It has to be only him. The identity of the person who blocked the door to the arsenal.
Really? Maida, do you know who the killer is? I don't think you're about to say it was Kobashikawa, just because the body... moved, right? I was just joking.
No, thanks to Tyra, I could come up with something else. That's right. The only way, the only one that could block the arsenal door was no one other than Haruhiko.
Yeah? Haruhiko is the culprit?
Ah, people.
No. This case is much more complicated than that, guys.
You're saying he committed suicide?
No, because Monokuma said that suicide would just be ignored.
Wait. Have you forgotten? As Monokuma said, suicide is forbidden. And if you kill yourself in any way or form, he will treat it as a dog's death. Haruhiko was murdered by someone other than himself. That's why Monokuma treated this case as a class trial and was held like this.
No, Maida never said he committed suicide. He said the person who blocked the door to the arsenal was Haruhiko.
What?
Like Maida said, the person who killed Haruhiko with a gun is the killer, Satsuki. But it was impossible for Satsuki to block the arsenal, but it was possible for Haruhiko. How about it? This means the reason why Satsuki can't be the culprit, it's now gone.
No, that can't be possible. The fact that Haruhiko blocked the door to the arsenal is just a simple assumption. That may be possible in context, but there's no evidence of this. No evidence? No. There's proof of this. I don't mean ill will just because Haru blocked the door without any evidence, but Kinjo wouldn't be aware of this evidence. Why does he argue so much? No, let's not bother right now. Now the case comes first. The evidence that Haru may have blocked the arsenal door is... maybe the blood?
Yeah.
Unnatural bloodstains?
Yeah, it's one of the things we haven't used yet, so I would think so. And
There-
plus, like, it's tracking. It
Yes.
wasn't being dragged, it was tracking. So,
There is evidence. It's the blood. Blood? The blood that splattered in her arsenal. Everyone has seen it, right? Didn't you think it was a little strange looking?
Oh, it certainly felt a little weird. It felt like, well, you know, like it was a road made by blood rather than a blood spot.
That's right. It looked like bloodstains wandering around in her arsenal. After Haruhiko was shot, wouldn't it explain that he was bleeding while looking for boards, flash, and smokescreen grenades? It is plausible, but would it be compelling that Haruhiko Kobashikawa himself locked the door of the arsenal simply by looking at his blood? It is not reasoning, but in the realm of speculation. But it's not a contradiction. Only Haruhiko has this certain possibility, and even if the culprit dragged the body, there's no reason for it. Only leaves more evidence behind. No, it is a contradiction. Kinjo. I concede that all Maeda's words were true, but Haruhiko was murdered by a very cruel killer. Let me ask a question. Why in the world would the victim help elaborating more tricks for the killer, if not to leave evidence of their crime? The answer is, you don't know about that. But if you wander around about emotional things and look at only the information left in the case, it makes sense that it's Haruhiko that just closed the door, even with the process of elimination method. What did you want to say?
it's just like I see.
This is not about being emotional. This is about the victim helping the killer. There can't be such thing. Stockholm Syndrome? Which isn't a thing, by the way. Doesn't exist. It's bullshit.
It really doesn't?
Nah, it's something that was made up by cops for, basically, there was a hostage situation where the kidnappers were, like, acting by protocol, like just normally. But the cops were completely all over the place, taking super many unreasonable risks. And we're just making the hostages very, very nervous. So at the end of it, the hostages were a lot more trusting with the kidnappers than the cops.
Oh!
And then the cops, of course, were like, why does this strange phenomenon happen?
Yeah.
Despite them being the people who put them in the most danger during the whole situation.
Yeah.
And that's where Stockholm Syndrome comes from.
Okay, I see.
I think there's a paper somewhere about that. But anyway, it's bullshit.
I'd love to read it sometime if you find it again.
I don't believe in any of that crap. That kind of thing is psychotic. Even that requires the premise that the killer had some kindness and gentle behavior towards the victim. Dude. But does that reflect reality? Did the killer show kindness to Haruhiko? No, rather they murdered them in cold blood. Maeda's reasoning is the worst, not to mention forced and far-fetched. Oh, you are in for a rude awakening.
Oh yeah. He's about to not know how to react.
Hey, what is this Stockholm Syndrome?
It's when victims are held hostages by a robber or kidnapper, but rather they think of them as their saviors. It's like a phenomenon that antagonizes rescuers, police, etc., and they take the criminal's side.
For the reason I just explained.
Yep.
Kinjo, it's weird. If you were the usual you would rather have ruled out such emotional things and reasoned it out by considering the logical situation. You said I was being emotional. This is natural. You just don't see it. If the victim, who deserves salvation, agrees to the obvious evil, it becomes impossible to reason with. This choice is not logical here. Saving them is what I have to do. I can't leave your pretentious reasoning alone, and besides that, there are loopholes in Maida's reasoning. I'll just do what I have to do. I'll refute you. Please don't. I know what is coming.
Well,
I don't want to cross swords.
I guess we I guess I don't know what to tell you, Rina. It's coming. I don't know what to tell you. It's coming.
I hate it.
I know. I'm sorry.
Correct that ridiculous reasoning, Maida. What the hell are you doing, Kinjo? You know it's best that there's no more to refute here. You're making an unacceptable reasoning from my point of view. That can't happen. And it shouldn't happen. And if there's anything to refute, then I will do it, Maida. Alrighty then. Yes.
You want to know the most amazing thing about what you're gonna have to do?
Yes?
You get to use his own words against him.
Oh. So his own testimony.
Yeah! That's the best part about this part!
Wait a minute.
Also,
his testimony was again about
it was about
about not
it was
being
about the gunshot wound.
Yeah. That it went
About it
through
going
all the way.
through. Yes. You'll see.
Ah,
I love
yeah.
how it's like, hey, you want instructions? Korean.
Alright. With shift, I shoot.
Yeah, it's with shift.
The arrow keys
with
do the changing, and enter does away with the small things. That should be it.
Remember, we can hit the wrong answers with without taking damage. We learned that last time.
Yes.
Okay, cool. But yeah, we get to hit Kinjo with his own fucking words. Why is this different? Oh, I hate that. Why does that look so different?
Huh. She tried to kill Haru by herself.
That's definitely not that.
Yeah.
Enough to leave more clues on the culprit.
Help the
Why would they
killer.
help the killer with his own death? Ow, bitch!
However, it's impossible for Satsuki to block the door to the arsenal. Tsurugi knows that, right? At that point, it was only Haruhiko in the arsenal who could have done this. The unnatural bloodstains support this fact. Those are just blood spots.
They're just those blood spots. Possible the killer to move. It's not possible for the killer to
Person
move around.
was
First
shot
of all,
in the shed. Just... instant.
there it is. Yeah. He didn't die instantly. You literally told us that, you dumbass. I love that Kinjo is literally so beyond himself that he can't even remember shit he's saying anymore.
Yep. Kinjo, that's wrong. Haruhiko did not die immediately. You can say what you want, Maeda. As I said, Haruhiko had his chest pierced. Since the bullet hit his body with a wound like that, he would have no choice but to die immediately. Dude, you are cried through it. Maybe you should just sit in a corner and sleep a little.
Tsurugi, you need to go take a nap and time out.
Yep. No, Haruhiko did not die immediately. His chest was struck, but the bullet penetrated through Haruhiko without getting stuck in his body. Because the amount of shock is relatively less than the one that gets stuck, it would have been possible for him to move.
Except you told us that yourself, you dumb bitch!
Speculations. Anyone can make that claim. Stop it now, Kinjo. This is not speculation. It was you, Tsurugi Kinjo, who taught me this. Ah.
Idiots. The biggest fucking moron in this room is actually Tsurugi Kinjo. I'm
Yes.
living.
It's fantastic. Incompetent, is that true? If it's about the bullet being... if it's about the bullet piercing through, of course, I'm well aware of it, but... Was it the cop who told you about this?
Yep.
Yes, during the investigation, I thought he would have died because he was shot in the chest at first, but Kinjo told me. I heard that his death might not have been immediate, but he could have trouble breathing, so he was able to move for a little more time. That's... At that time, I only said it as a guess only. Nope, take backsies.
Kinjo, why are you arguing so much? In this case, it's like Kinjo is the culprits. We named Satsuki as the culprits. And Kabashikawa did the back work, but why are you still arguing so much?
Because he is literally in denial that there could be a compassionate culprit.
Yep.
That is the reason he's so beyond himself right now, that people cannot be compassionate and hurt someone. That's why he's literally beyond himself.
Yep.
It's so funny to watch.
Shut up, criminal. Haruhiko was murdered. He was also labeled as the victim that I had to protect. A victim who deserved protection. And he was actually on the killer's side. Something like that. It can't be.
Kinjo. Yeah, I can listen to this far-fetched logic. According to your logic, Kizuna Tomori was also a victim, but in reality she was actually a terrifying bitch who was planning a crime. Are you saying that you would tolerate Tomori's murder plan?
That's wrong. In that case, it was due to the accident, not the victim.
Also, refusing such a subject to the incompetent which it was... Haruhiko Kobashikawa tried to kill Satsuki Iranami. It makes no sense to happen in a situation where it leaves more evidence to the culprit. Ah, but look here, the victim you had to protect was the reverse to it after trying to kill someone? I am having trouble understanding.
So, I think what Mikaru's getting at is she's nailing him about what we were talking about, where, like, that you don't have to be malicious in order to commit a murder, or, like, for the victim to do something for the murderer.
They are very good citizens indeed.
Oh, what a nice sprite.
I love this. This is my favorite face he has ever made. Please continue to make that face.
No. I am... What the hell am I for? For so many days, He is having an existential crisis.
Oh, he's having a full-on crisis, and I have waited.
Kinjo? Kinjo? Oh,
Kinjo!
did he just buckle?
Kinjo is down! I think he passed out.
Maybe he will wake up a better man.
God, fuck, I wish.
Kinjo, wake up!
Kinjo...
Hey, hold it right there. We're still on trial. I don't admit going out of the courtroom at your own will.
But Kinjo is...
Oh, this is a headache. Fainting and getting upset during a trial. It's a taboo to get out from the courtroom during a trial. But I guess it can't be helped. Kinjo, I'll take him to the dormitory. You guys don't have to move. Stay in your seats.
Alright, so Kinjo's useless. Bye!
Everyone's been waiting for a while, right? Kinjo arrived safely to his dorm bed, so don't worry about it, and let's continue the trial. But this doesn't make things fun. Now Kinjo is outside the courtroom. The fact that he was sent out means that he wasn't the culprit. Now the number of people has decreased by 1. Dun dun dun.
Maybe we are finally getting somewhere then.
Good God, thank fuck.
Kinjo, I'm sure he'll be okay.
That you're invested with him at all, Maida, has me concerned.
He doesn't have good taste, sadly.
Not at all.
It's the first time that Kinjo looked like that. As Monokuma said, we're still on trial. Forget about him for now, he's not even dead, is he?
All right. So where did we leave off?
The culprit is Satsuki. She couldn't block the door to the arsenal, only Haruhiko.
Is it okay to make this decision then? Does anyone have a different opinion?
A different opinion. I think that's the only thing we have.
There's no disagreement. Of course, it's logical. As Kinjo Tsurugi said, I also don't understand why Haruhiko Kobashikawa, who is the victim, helped the killer.
Well, I don't know either. After all, it's like, we won't get a different decision now, right? Then, if you name me as the culprit, there will be no complaints and no one will be dissatisfied.
Wait, not yet.
Huh? What else?
You said that there was no reason to disagree. Why did Haruhiko Kobashikawa help the killer? And why is this killer so excited?
Hey!
The same goes for me. Satsuki, the reasoning about this case is over. Perhaps only looking at the reasoning results. But perhaps when we only look at the reasoning, we can't argue that Satsuki is the culprit. However, why? Why call yourself the killer? Are you trying to die?
Why you ask? Well, like I said earlier, it became a nuisance, so... That's a good reason, right?
I'm not good at lying, but I think I do better than Satsuki.
Yeah, you do.
Fair enough.
Don't mess around. You'll be executed if you let this go, but if you die, the truth of this case will remain as a matter that will be unsolved. I'm a woman who doesn't give up until I know 100% of the problem I've challenged. Come on, Satsuki, fess up. Please tell us, Satsuki, if you really are the culprit, you have the duty to take responsibility for your actions.
Tell me, when I thought I was the culprit, all I could do was get blamed.
What are you trying to hide? Let us hear it, Satsuki. I don't know. I'm just a culprit, and that's all I am.
What? She started shouting.
I don't know. Baka 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 baka.
Satsuki? I get to bullet hell now.
Yes.
As long as she stays like this, we'll have to force you to open your mouth, Satsuki. About the secret of this incident in which Haru was involved, and the reason for your actions in claiming that you were the real culprit all along. Yeah. I wonder why only the worst refuting thing stays in Korean.
I don't know. I don't got an answer for you there.
Alright, and it's not right. Symbols will have to be reloaded. Shift.
All right.
Let go.
Thank you. Oh lord. Please. God, please.
At least I don't have to reload anymore.
No, that's the nice part about this, but it's more about like crowd control and trying to hit them in the order they show up. Oh god, Satsuki! Please! Ah, fuck.
Man.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I got it. It's fine. Please! There we go.
Haru,
The other pistol that broke Haru's hand.
the other
Pistol.
that broke
Haru's
hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby, but God, you beat our ass! Alright. Holy fucking shit. That was intense.
Yes. Gee. The reasoning isn't over yet, Satsuki.
It is already over.
No, it's not. There's one more thing we've overlooked and crossed. Does anyone know?
Eh? Was there anything like that?
As Satsuki said, wasn't the reasoning over?
It's about the pistol that destroyed Haruhiko's Kobashikawa's hand. Right hand? That's right, because we decided it was Teria's doing earlier, we went over it. Actually, if you think a little, it wasn't Teria that destroyed Haruhiko's right hand.
What are you saying? That makes no sense, Maida. I replaced the bullet and Haruhiko grabbed it as intended, and his right hand was destroyed.
Stupid fool. If what you're saying is true, the gun he touched should have been shattered as well, right? Why would it remain intact?
Oh, right. Come to think of it, even when Otori was rushed as the culprit, he said that he didn't know why it ended up like that.
That's right. I was freaking out for excuses. I know why. That gun wasn't used. The one that he prepped was never used. So Haru probably figured out what he did, prepped a different gun to explode in his hand, and then gave Satsuki a working one. I think that's what's going to happen now. When I think about it again, if Haru uses the gun as I intended, the gun should have blown up. Yep.
Teria, are you sure you didn't touch two guns?
Right, I can assure you this. Trust me, I only touched the one gun unconditionally. He wanted to make sure that Teria didn't accidentally end up as the culprit.
Wait a minute, then won't it get even more weird? Unless Teria did it, why did Kabashikawa get caught in the same trap Otori did and injured his right hand? Because he set it up himself?
Yep. That can't be deduced by us alone. Except for one person, Satsuki.
I don't know.
No, you most likely know why. Satsuki, don't you remember? At the beginning of the class trial you said Haruhiko tried to shoot you, and then you grabbed the gun and shot him in self-defense and ended up killing him. From here on out, it's just my thoughts. If Satsuki's words were true, wouldn't it have been that Haru knew the gun would explode?
He knew it was going to explode? Deliberately breaking his hand? Was he trying to commit suicide? Nope.
Maybe so. Let me tell you about this. This is just my unfounded imagination. Just listen for now. I don't know how someone changed the bullets in the same manner that Teria did, but it probably was Haruhiko himself who did it. Since the second half of the trial, the word suicide continued to rattle, because this case was just too weird to see it as an ordinary murder scenario. In the end, Haruhiko did not commit suicide, because Monokuma doesn't deal with suicides. Even if he wanted to commit the act, he wouldn't have done it because it just ends as a wasted death. So perhaps he thought about it like this. Was Haruhiko trying to save Satsuki?
Tried to save her?
Deliberately aiming at Satsuki, the gun that would explode when shooting. Surprised, Satsuki shoots in response. Even if she shot the floor, she doesn't get hurt, and only his hands fly away. And because Satsuki's shot hit him, his death wouldn't be treated as a suicide. Later, when Satsuki leaves in surprise, he remains alone in the arsenal. He himself does the extra effort to make the case even more complicated. Like, for example, locking the door to the arsenal and messing with the guns. Well, of course, there's no evidence of this, it's just my imagination. The fact that Haruhiko blocked the door seems to be trying to help the killers, so I thought about it as a basis.
Haruhiko, in order to save Satsuki, means he gave up his life?
Hold on, that's plausible, but you always finish with the line of your imagination. There's a 0% chance that the incompetence words are true.
Why? I was listening to Maida and I was rather thinking that it was the truth.
Think first, he gave up his life and tried to save someone else? Humans aren't that simple. They would be afraid to do it. Even if in ordinary circumstance. But it would be even more unreasonable in an extreme situation where there was no food and living like us. More like because of that.
But not long ago, Hatano, Kotaira, she threw away her life.
Ayame.
That's not the case now. At that time, even the most extreme situation wasn't there, and she didn't save Akane Taira with 100% pure intentions. Did you forget? Ayama Hatano clearly had a desire to save Akane Taira, but she also wanted to escape from here. She committed murder with such a sloppy heart, although she eventually revealed her true face to us. However, in the case of Haruhiko Kubashikawa, like Ayama Hatano, there is not a single reason for themselves. According to the incompetent, he gave up his life 100% purely to only save Satsuki Iranami.
Except, Ray, that he is a simp, and he probably developed feelings for her. And it was probably a selfless act of love.
And probably
That's what I think.
also something like atonement, since he was...
Yeah,
Kinda.
he had literally been guilting himself the entire time, especially when Teria kept weighing in on him. Which is why I got really concerned. I was like, oh no.
No matter how close Haruhiko Kubashikawa was with Satsuki Iranami, it would be absurd to say that they were family members and gave up their lives in extreme circumstances. Of course, if that's true, then it deserves my respect. I know, what I said was an unfounded idea. You didn't really have to refute it like that. Of course, I'm not saying it's absolutely impossible, like that crazy cop. I simply don't think so. But it is absurd. If he had been thinking of Satsuki Iranami like that, he would have done something earlier, but I don't have a clue.
But if Maida's words were wrong, how would you describe the reason for Kubashikawa's right hand?
I'll have to think about that more. As expected, it's not going to work out the way I thought. It seems like it's too difficult. It's too absurd, as Mikado says, and it's very difficult for someone to make a decision in order to save her life to the point of even giving up his life.
Anyways, there's no objection that Satsuki is the culprit, is there? Do we really want to go over Haruhiko's right hand? I'd like this wrapped up as soon as possible. I'm getting bored of it.
No, but we have to know the truth of this case.
It's true.
What?
Yuki, are you psychic? It's exactly as if you've read someone's mind.
What are you talking about?
I don't feel like an adult to keep trying to hide it and be a nuisance to all of you. I don't think the trial will ever be over at this rate. And as Yuki said, as long as you commit a murder, you gotta be responsible for it.
Satsuki.
Where should I start? Oh, yeah, since Kawazin came to my room early in the morning. You know, until this morning came, I couldn't imagine how everything played out.
Ready for a really emotional flashback?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Who is it? Kobazing? What's wrong? Going around at dawn like this? You'll get hungry. I think I'm going to die hungry, rather than being killed.
Satsuki, this is not a joke, so listen seriously. I have something to say to you.
Kobazing? Okay, alright, tell me.
It will take a little time. Follow me for a minute.
Komashikawa, isn't this the arsenal? Why this place?
Satsuki. Is your body okay? You haven't eaten anything in a few days now. Isn't it painful?
Yeah, I'm hungry enough to die, but except for that, I'm fine. But what's all this about all of a sudden? It's giving me goosebumps.
Actually, I have a favor to ask you.
What do you want to ask?
Tell me.
Oh man.
What are you saying? Did you commit a sin for being a perv? I get it. It's delightful that Kawazing is lusting for his girls, but it's not enough to kill you.
Said I wasn't playing around.
So sorry.
No, it was my bad. Sorry I shouted out of nowhere. Oh, damn it. How do I explain this?
Komashikawa, are you about to die?
I've been thinking all this time. When this division was born, it was all our fault, right? Even if we had a little more food left, it wouldn't have been so serious.
I can't deny it.
Besides, until now, Kinjo was guarding the arsenal, so no murder occurred. But eventually, Kinjo lost his mind. No one is guarding the arsenal at the moment. If we don't make a decision now, someone will definitely commit a murder.
So that's what Kobashikawa wants to say, okay? You mean that the two of us who are the most guilty will take responsibility?
Honestly, I didn't want to involve you. It was me who first suggested to eat the food. I wanted to end up dying if I could. But I remembered Momonakuma's words. A murder case must happen in order to escape. The ballroom, and suicide is not accepted.
In the end, you can't solve it alone, so you need someone else's help, but the person who helps you will also be bound to be executed for being the culprit. So I'll be in risk of death too.
Yeah, I have no other person to suggest, only Teria or you, who committed the same crime as me. But you know, me and him are in a bad sorts right now. Of course, I have no intention of recommending this, but the moment you accept this, you will die, Satsuki.
Okay, I'll cooperate.
What?
I'm saying I'll do what Kobazing wants.
So suddenly like this, will you be okay with it? That you're going to die?
Well, even if we're in the ballroom, we're gonna die anyway.
That's not what I...
Rather than staying still like this and watching my friends become murderers, or starving them to death, I prefer to save everyone and die with Kobazing.
This sprite is interesting for this scene.
I mean, to be fair, he really likes her.
Yes.
So I can understand why he's getting emotional.
Damn it. I'm really sorry. Because of me. You really are a good girl.
I was saying it more like I can't take this sprite seriously.
That's fair. It's really hard to take the sprite seriously because it's so out.
Yes.
It's so out for him. I'm sorry.
Yes.
However, there's one condition.
What condition?
I don't want to kill Kobazing, so Kobazing kill me.
What? What are you talking about? It's the same no matter what way we die. But why? Why do you want to die by my hand?
If I become the culprit, I'll be executed by Monokuma then. I hate that. I would rather be killed by Kobazing.
You're gonna grab a gun in the arsenal here anyway and kill me. But do you think it hurts? A lot when you're shot?
It's not a pain or a problem. I don't like being killed by a thing like Monokuma.
Don't want to? No, there's no way I can kill you.
The same goes for me. How can I kill Kobazing?
Man.
There will be no end to this. Instead of fighting, why don't we sit down? With this nonsense.
That's because Kobazing first looks at me and suggests the impossible thing to kill him.
You can't! Why did you accept then? Then don't do it!
That's no good. I've already decided.
Then kill me already!
Again, I can't do that. I really value Kobazing, so killing my friend is...
I'm not happy that I'm your favorite, okay?
Seriously.
That has to be Pink Aura. That has to be Pink Aura.
Yes, it has to be.
Wow, Kobazing's face is blushing.
Ah, idiot! I'm talking about an important thing here, and we're going back and forth. I'm not messing around. Ow. My stomach hurts because I haven't eaten anything.
Are you okay?
No. We don't have much time either. It's a fact that I might die tomorrow. In the meantime, the others may be in pain or planning a murder.
Everyone's in trouble.
Satsuki, what if we do it like this? Have you ever seen a Western movie?
A Western movie? I haven't seen it, but I know what it is. They walk back and forth in the country yard, then turn around and shoot at the same time after some time passes.
Yes, let's decide like that. In the worst case of this, we could kill each other, but it's still not suicide, so the others will be able to live.
It's uncomfortable that I have to shoot Kobazing, but okay, that would be fair. Let's do it like that.
All right. If it's decided, let's move. Pick up one of the pistols.
Kobazing, are you still not done? What's taking you so long to pick a gun?
Wait a minute. Almost done. Okay. Are you ready, Satsuki?
I'm not the girl who goes back on her word. Besides, it seems to be more fun to decide this way.
you say? I already said it again and again, but seriously.
I mean, we played a lot of games so far, right? Basketball, running, poker, darts. As a result of doing my best without looking at our fights at all, the total was equal.
Was it like that?
I remember the results of all our previous matches, so probably so far, Komasing and I had 14 matches, 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws in perfect balance.
You really have a good memory on useless places, then.
Suddenly, I thought this was the last game, so it made me feel strange. I can't believe that I'm risking my life at all.
I want to give up now. You can tell me. I really don't want to force you.
No, because I'm serious too. Like Kobashikawa said, I'll stop playing around. Are you ready?
Yeah. From here, go back and take 3 steps. We'll shoot at the same time after that.
Okay.
Haru, you really did rig your own gun just so you didn't have to shoot her.
Satsuki!
Haruhiko!
He did.
Hmm.
Kobashikawa? Kobashikawa! Haruhiko! Why did you do this?
Good. Satsuki, the last game was my victory.
That's not what I mean. Why did Kobashikawa's hand explode? I saw it. This is unbelievable. Let's do it again.
Girl.
I was worried about what would happen if I died immediately, in case I was hit in a bad spot. Fortunately, it looks like I'm still alive. Ugh. I'll tell you what I can. Sorry, Satsuki. I lied to you. Because you killed me. And wanting to save everyone. That's not the truth.
What?
I really wanted to save was you, Satsuki. It
Me?
was useless information, so I didn't tell the others because it would just confuse them. But I was searching for a few days, and I found a badge with a Monokuma head on it. Because I found it, Monokuma appeared and said he would give it as a prize, and congratulated me on finding the treasure.
Ah, so it wasn't the food.
That's the treasure Monokuma said? It was really here?
It showed me a photo of me and you
Gee.
kissing.
Okay.
Doing a selfie.
Kawashikawa, even at a time like this, what kind of joke?
It's real. It shows. Our commemorative photo with you as my lover. You shouldn't forget. And then it vanished.
Kobashikawa and Satsat. We have never done such a thing.
Same for me too. There was no memories of pictures of me and you. Let alone kissing. We met here for the first time
a month ago. But why? It doesn't feel odd. Even if that photo was a manipulation, I felt unfamiliar emotions. And I thought that I didn't want to let you die.
I have no idea what you're saying, Kobashikawa. Stop it. It's too cheesy.
Put up with it. I'm already going to die anyways. I wanted to say this much. That maybe I've liked you after some point.
Man.
Even if I die like this, there are guys like Kinjo, Mikaru, and Maida, so they'll find out about this in a minute. So you better go back to your room. Act as usual. Pretend you don't know anything. Leave the rest to me.
Why are you saying that, Kobashikawa? Stop it! Stop talking!
How much they think they won't know that I, the victim, did all these tricks. Part of it was to pretend to shoot you on purpose and give away my right hand. It's a pretty old gun. It can even explode while pulling the trigger, even if you put normal bullets on the magazine.
Kobashikawa, you can't die.
Oh, I'm going to die. And Satsuki, you can live. Leave it to me. I can't make someone as cheerful and as happy as you die like this.
Kobazing,
Sorry for doing this in such a crappy way. And when the trial is over, tell the other guys that you're sorry too. I'm sorry about that fight with Teria. I'm sorry for sacrificing Kinjo and the others. I'm sorry that my feelings don't want Satsuki to sacrifice herself. Ow, ow, ow. Damn it. It hurts really badly.
Kobazing, don't move, don't die.
Of course. I'm doing this in order to die. Once you leave, I have to get the job done. You have to go now. Before someone sees this.
I hate this. This is wrong. I want to save you.
Please go. Because this is my last wish. Please listen. I want you to live.
But
Eve! Ah, just do that. Thank you, Satsuki. Whether it was real or fake. Still loved you.
Fucking hell, man.
I picked him for a reason. Because I wanted to voice that scene really badly.
Man.
I got spoiled on that scene before even like deciding to play this with you. And so when I saw Haru, I was like, give me that one.
Man.
Yeah, it hurts right in the Kokoro, huh?
Sure does.
Yeah.
and then I went back to my room. As Komashikawa said, I stayed still until morning. I didn't know what trick Kubashikawa was going to do at the time. I wasn't sure until I heard your story in the trial. This is all I know. Like Yuki said, Kobazing was by me while intentionally trying to save me. In order to confuse you while doing so. In other words, he did everything in order to save me.
What is this? This is too much. Haruhiko was apologizing to me, and I tried to kill him.
I see now. If he saw the letter sent by Teria, he wouldn't go to the arsenal in reverse. Nonetheless, the reason Kobashikawa went to the arsenal was because Haruhiko didn't even notice Teria's letter from the very beginning. It was only to sacrifice himself and to save only Satsuki. Hold on. Then why? Why did he do it the same way as Teria Otori? The gun exploded in his hand the same way. Unless he did some kind of trick and did it in advance.
That's what I thought too. But when Haruhiko chose a gun, he was doing something in the corner for a long time. He was the guy who was telling me that guns weren't fun or usual, so I wonder if he had some kind of knowledge about them.
Yeah, Yuki can confirm this.
Yeah.
He does.
New Mikaru sprite.
I love her.
Yes, she is generally distraught by this.
Yeah.
The stupid idiot. He really gave up his life for others. And you just kicked the opportunity that he arranged to let you survive. What were you thinking? I don't understand this at all.
I know that Kobashikawa liked me, and he didn't want to do this. After all, I've been struggling a lot since then, until the class trial was held. I don't think that's the way. It's so unreasonable for all of you to die just for one person, right? I feel sorry for betraying Kobashikawa, but I'll be happier if you guys live.
How can that be? Blood-related familiar actions are a law that puts one's life most importantly. For people you just met.
Well, I'm not as smart as Mikaru, so I don't think I can give a very cool reason for it. I just told myself that I was the culprit, because it makes me convince myself that I did this.
But then, why? Why didn't you say everything from the very beginning, and hide the truth most suspiciously? Because you didn't even say the backstory, you just said that you're the killer, so it's just confusing reasoning.
That was because of Kobashikawa. He decided to take a chance between all of you in order to save me. Because of this, especially if Kinjo finds out, it would have seemed from Kobashikawa's view, who had already died, that I would have insulted him. I did not want to do anything that would more disgrace on Kobashikawa anymore, because he already died to try saving my life. That's why I told you at the end. Still, don't think badly of Kobashikawa. He wouldn't have thought of this, and if it wasn't for Kobashikawa, we would have all died.
Such a thing. It's not possible.
Satsuki, are you really satisfied with that? Even if we live, you'll die.
No, I'm fine dying, but why are you all so worried? I'm very fine with my choice. No matter what happens, don't forget to smile. It's one of the teachings of my own brother, and it's my belief too.
But after Haruhiko died, you cried, right?
That's off topic. Please just think Satsuki wasn't Satsuki for a minute.
Satsuki.
Yuki. Thanks to Yuki, I was able to do everything. So I feel rather relieved. Oh yeah, I was impressed to see Maeda come up with the whole truth about Kobashikawa. Yuki's a real teacher in my heart. Well then, Yuki. I think we can finish the trial soon. Give me that thing you always do at the end.
That?
Yeah, that. Climax reasoning, let's go!
Oh. I love this fucking clip right here because
Man.
Yomi showed me this screenshot and I was like, damn it.
I think
The tears are ready.
I think I still remember.
Yeah, it's alright.
Man.
Yeah, probably the most heart-wrenching trial in the whole fucking game.
What is it about Trial 4 to always be such a gut punch?
You know, be like that. So it's not that one. What's this? Not this one. Probably that.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, that seems the most accurate. And
Probably this one.
yeah, I think so. And then this one probably has to do with the misfire. I think the grenades and stuff are last. So I think the blood trail goes in the narrow, and then the
Yep.
Oh, it's not? Wow. Okay, fine. I didn't see the grenade on the side, actually. That was a fucking lapse on my part. It's literally right next to it.
I mean, it could have shown him picking it up and then later on putting it somewhere.
Yeah.
First, this case begins with not the criminal nor the victim, but with Teria. Teria couldn't stand the extreme situation and began working on a plan to kill Haruhiko, the victim of this case. Teria first started to write a note to Haruhiko asking him to come to the arsenal. This was done with the paper and pen that only Teria had in the ballroom. But there was nothing else other than the weapons. Teria, who had finished writing the note, then puts the note through the door frame of Haruhiko's room. This was the same way that Mitch did it in the first murder. Then, Teria, who put the note safely into the room, first entered the arsenal before Haru arrives. This was in order to do some work. The task was to lead non-standard bullets into the pistol magazine. When a person shoots from the pistol in that state, the gun explodes from the inside and destroys the hand of the person who uses it. Teria used this method thinking to let Haru use the gun and thinking of making him shoot. That's the reason he went into the arsenal before anyone else. Having done everything he needed to do, Teria quickly returned to his room and waited for Haru to come out of his room. Teria's plan was to enter the arsenal later on with Haru. However, as Teria returns to his room and stayed on watch on the hallway, he fell asleep due to the accumulated fatigue. This was everything Teria had influenced on in this case. Meanwhile, at the time, Haruhiko was probably having a lot of trouble thinking in his room. As we just heard, Haru was already planning to serve someone dear to him, at the cost of his own life. Originally, he felt responsible for running out of the food, but the discovery of the treasure was a trigger to start this life-threatening plan. As the situation gets more and more extreme, Haruhiko feels like he can't wait any longer and begins to act. He decides to meet with the person who was chosen as the culprit for this case. At this time, whether Haruhiko saw Teria's note or not is uncertain, but it's very likely he didn't pay attention to it in the first place, because he was immersed in his own thoughts. Haruhiko's plan was also a plan that took place in an arsenal, but if he saw the note calling him into an arsenal, he wouldn't have had it there in the first place. Either by luck or misfortune, if Teria hadn't fallen asleep, a fairly complicated mess would have unfolded. After a while, Haruhiko safely met with the culprit. Until then, the culprit hadn't even realized the true purpose of this case. Haruhiko asked the culprit to quietly follow them into the arsenal. They went into the arsenal side by side. One may have thought no one would know, but in fact all of these actions that Teria and those two were doing while walking around the corridor up until this point were being shown to Kurokawa. She wasn't sleeping from the very start and was keeping watch on the hallway. In actuality, it was Kurokawa that upped most of the weight into solving the mystery of this case. Because Teria went to sleep, the killer and Haru entered the arsenal without anyone's interference. Only then Haruhiko, who was alone with the culprit, confessed his feelings for them. I think it went this way: someone was going to do the murder and then asked them to kill themselves before that to save everyone. This is the way they asked the culprit to do everything. Once they accept, the culprit would also be executed for committing a murder. It was certain death, so Haruhiko didn't want to force them into making such a difficult task, but the culprit did not hesitate to respond to Haru's proposal. However, the culprit refused to kill Haruhiko himself. Conversely, they told Haru to kill them instead. Haruhiko did not want to kill the culprit as the culprit did not want to kill him, and they kept arguing to each other in vain for a while. Haruhiko felt there would be no end after going like this, was determined to make a fair suggestion to both sides and asked a decision to shoot each other at the same time, just like a game in a Western movie. In the worst case scenario, both could have been shot and died by each other's hand. It didn't violate the two's goal of saving the others, so the culprit agreed with the proposal and began preparing. The culprit and Haruhiko were choosing a gun for each other, and we heard that Haruhiko was in a corner of the room. This was probably to manipulate the magazine with the bullets at this phase. We all know the very consequence of this. Indeed, Haruhiko did the same thing Teria did earlier. It was to load it with non-standard bullets. How Haruhiko did the same thing as Teria is not exactly sure whether it was coincidence or not. Maybe it was because Haruhiko had a lot of interest in firearms from the beginning, so maybe he accidentally came up with the same method by chance. Either way, there's only one reason Haruhiko did this. He didn't want to shoot the culprit. The two of them, ready to go, stand a few steps away and pointed their guns at each other after turning around. But even though the culprit sincerely tried to shoot Haruhiko, he was going to lose to them from the very beginning. And so, as Haruhiko intended, his hand was destroyed and he was shot by the culprit at the same time. The culprit, who couldn't understand the situation, ran to Haruhiko, then Haru told them the truth. It wasn't us that Haru really wanted to save, it was the culprit themselves. Although Haruhiko was dying, he was hoping that the culprit would survive, and he said he would do the rest to save them, since he still was breathing to do one last act. The culprit was unconvinced, but soon they decided to accept Haruhiko's last request, and left Haru to do the job once they got out of the arsenal. Of course, the trial of this was also being monitored by Kurokawa. After confirming that the culprit was safely gone, Haruhiko began the final cleanup, while keeping his shot alive as much as he could. First, Haruhiko picked up the flash and smoke grenades from the arsenal. And likewise, put a wooden plank inside the arsenal doors between the handles, and then put the flash and smoke grenades on top of it. This could only be done by the people inside, and thanks to that, there was a lot of difficulty when we tried to reason it out. The plank served to make the door to be forced open while being crushed, causing the grenades on top to naturally fall on the floor and activate. Subsequently, Haruhiko started messing around in the arsenal to make it look like the culprit did it, although it didn't connect to anything. And as a result of repeating a series of processes of blocking the door and cluttering the interior, Haruhiko's bloodstains were all over the place. Inside the arsenal and creating an unnatural bloodstain like a path of blood. Haru, who finished everything just before his life ends, reached to his feelings of satisfaction, because he was able to save someone he cherished. But in the end, later in the trial, the culprit confessed of their own will. However, we weren't able to know that it was Haruhiko who planned all this. All of this happened at dawn, and later in the morning, Teria and I broke into the arsenal, and Haruhiko's body was found. In fact, in this case, the person who would be called the culprit was close to Haruhiko, and the culprit who just lost his life was the victim himself, who actually finished this trick. But in the end, Haruhiko wanted to save the culprit, even at the cost of his life. The culprit of this incident, the identity of the killer who Haruhiko cherished and wanted them to live so much.
He is so distressed.
And Satsuki just like, yeah, boy, it me,
Fucking fireworks.
it me. Satsuki Iranami, it was you.
The fucking expression he's making while he's like, ah, it's
Yes.
funny.
Perfect. Indeed, Maeda has a good reasoning, but maybe you have a talent for organizing cases too.
I'm not happy at all.
Who would be after this case?
Yeah. Satsuki Iranami.
Satsuki.
Why is the mood so sad? I didn't go out to see you like this. Satsuki, you've always been like that. You're a strong girl. Much stronger than me.
Strongest of girls ever.
Is that a compliment? I don't know if it's strength or not, but even at times like these, it's my goal to be happy, even in the worst atmosphere. Well then, Maeda's reasoning is over now. Shall we get to voting time?
Satsuki, can you really do that? To just die and not be scared?
I don't want to die, of course I'm scared, but it's already under the bridge. What else can I do but to accept it? At least all of you won't have to die, and you will be able to continue living by the sacrifice of only one. I'm satisfied with that. Ah,
Girl ever.
Yes.
The girl ever. Holy fuck, we got through the trial.
Yes, we did.
Fucking 89 medals. Fucking, listen.
We gotta go shopping after this, man.
Yeah, we gotta get, fucking,
Hey, Miss Uranami, why do you keep trying to go ahead of the trial here? I'm the host. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It seems like you guys reached a conclusion. And that's all! Now you guys, vote with the switch in front of you, in front of your hands. Who will be chosen as the blackened? And your answer, will it be the correct answer or the wrong one? I'm tired, can we fucking do this? Now then, who's it gonna be?
It is late.
I'm also just playing on the fact that Monokuma's bored of this trial.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my god, can we be done? And it is late for you, yeah.
Miss Iwanami's.
See.
Why did you... Why? She deserves better than this. Alright then.
The voting ended unanimously. I can speak still. The culprit of this case and the blackened is... The identity of the blackened who killed Kobashikawa was Miss Satsuki Iranami! You guys were right! Congratulations. Now can we fucking wrap this up? Actually, what is with this case?
Mood.
A murder case that is not a murder. If I knew it would be like this, I would have made the rules more thoroughly.
Hey, isn't it already too late?
Yeah, me too, Terry. I got a headache. Me too,
Hmm.
Akane.
Hey, everyone? You guys are taking it pretty bad. I, as the person in charge of this party, can't you please be a little brighter?
There's no way I can be happy! Satsuki's going to die now!
Because it's painful. Satsuki worked so hard for us, throwing her own life away. We couldn't do anything, even after reaching this point.
You're wrong. It's not that you can't do anything.
Satsuki?
Yuki, didn't I tell you before? Hope is not to be found, but to be created. You know why I decided to save you all by sacrificing myself? Because that was my own way of creating hope.
What do you mean?
If I survived by myself, it would have been meaningless to live in a world where there's no fun and no kobazing around. And-
Stop!
And more than anything, my power to defeat that guy is not enough.
Oh?
I'm smiling right now, but I'm more angry than anyone here. I hate the mastermind, don't you guys? We're being treated like this because of that big dummy. If it wasn't for him, Kobashikawa wouldn't have died. Maki died, Higa died, Tomori died, Hatano died. Yamaguchi wouldn't have died, Inori wouldn't have died, or Uehara either.
We know that. Even if we don't say it.
If it wasn't for Monokuma's influence, we would have entered Hope's Peak safely. And had a pleasant school life.
That's right. Although more than half of our friends have already died, I want to defeat Monokuma no matter what happens. I want to punish it. I want to smash it.
Hey! What are you saying all that stuff in front of someone else's face for? Because you deserve it, my guy.
Yes, yes.
So, I'll bet my own hope on all of you. On us? I never wanted much, but I'll be leaving this world soon. Just one thing. No, wait. Please promise me two things. 1. Be sure to survive for Kobazing and me. 2. That Monokuma guy, please give it a good beating to that mastermind. Full-page revenge.
Satsuki!
This is bad, really bad. You dare agitate the students as you want in front of me. The headmaster of the school even insults me in my presence. Annoying! Anyways, Miss Iranami was chosen as the Blackened. She is to be punished. In the end, you won't make fun of me anymore when I'm done with you. In that regard, I have prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate clown, Satsuki Iranami, for your crime.
Come and give it your best shot. I'm not afraid of anything like you. My friends will definitely kick your sorry butt.
Wait, Satsuki, you don't need to be executed. I'd rather die. It's my fault too. No, honey, sorry. I'm a sinner too. It was me who tried to commit a murder. I'm supposed to die. Monokuma, execute me. Satsuki has done nothing wrong. I'm sorry, bud. It doesn't work like that. Now then, let's go. A very heart-pounding punish.
Monokuma, hold on a minute.
I'm... Oh, what's... Jeez, you're tipsy. Way to ruin my mood.
Let me say to my friends a few last words. Teria, did someone tell you no one is really bad? Monokuma is the bad thing here. Everything is because of that thing. If Teria keeps feeling guilty, then try harder to catch the mastermind. You don't need to be sorry at all, but if you die and make atonement, then that's the end.
Satsuki!
And for you, Tyra. Tyra is strong. You have a very strong heart to overcome Ayame's death. Please keep supporting everyone like you always do.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Satsuki. Thank you.
Next is Mikaru. It's the first time I've seen Mikaru act so surprised. I don't know what makes her so surprised about it, but as long as Kinjo is in that shape, everyone kinda needs a genius like Mikaru. I know this is kind of an unreasonable request, but please try to cooperate with everyone and find a mastermind who brought this terrible misfortune on all of its victims.
Oh, she got through to her.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Be
Oh
our
my
leader,
god!
queen. Lead us.
Our queen!
And Kurokawa?
Stop! Shut up! Who said I was waiting for your long speech? Don't say anything disgusting with the smell of hope. Punishment time begins!
That's too much. When the villain is found out, you're supposed to wait for them.
Let's go hard! Punishment time!
Kurokawa, Maida, I didn't get to say anything to you guys, but I'll leave the rest to you. Oh, and one more thing. I almost forgot. Kawazing, I love you!
Oh no.
Baby! Please! Oh, baby. Why? Why? What the fuck? Come on. Right? Show me this execution. Oh my fucking lord. That's a lot of flashing colors.
Ah.
Oh no, the barrel of knives. Oh no. No! Oh, honey. Oh my god. He's really mad at her.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. Oh my god. What?
Yeah, at the end of the game,
No!
the clown jumps out. If you hit the right one.
No! I hate that! I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Take it back. Take it back! Oh, Monokuma, I'm so mad at you.
They ended up like that, trying to play a hopeless game.
Fuck you, Monokuma. You didn't achieve anything with this.
Adios, funny red-nosed lady! Satsuki, no! Damn it! Damn it! What do you think?
Sad, right? Desperate, isn't it? What a lame hope. You guys won't be able to do a thing before you punish me.
No, it isn't.
What was that, Maida?
Who says I'm desperate? I'm not like that at all, right?
Maida?
Of course, I'm really sad that Satsuki died. But we have fully inherited Satsuki's will. You won't stop us anymore. After I came to Hope Speak Academy, I'm more full of fighting spirit than ever. Monokuma.
You suddenly take your medicine. There's nothing scary about burning raw spirit. Alone, though, is there?
He's not alone.
Wife? Wife? Mekaru?
From this moment on, I will retract my previous solo actions. I'll cooperate to put Monokuma in the trash.
Oh my god! Mekaru? What kind of change is this?
Don't be mistaken, I'm not trying to play friends here. I know our debt. Because of that, I have to pay it off.
Oh my god, she's smiling.
Man.
She's smiling. Why is Miss Mekaru suddenly doing this again? Miss Mekaru just needs to do as well as before. Poking around and having fun. Why should you care about Miss Uranami?
Shut the hell up. Iranami Satsuki is a human being that deserves respect.
I'm sorry, did our tsundere just get defensive of our late murderer here? She has never defended anyone like that!
Yep.
Other than Yuki!
I've seen this for the first time ever since I was born in this world, to be able to give up one's life so purely for others. That is what I would call true hope. There was a life that guy tried to save anyways. I'm fed up with murder games that are not fun. Murder games that are getting boring. Doesn't it seem like the perfect time to beat you down? Monokuma? No, rather, the mastermind controlling you from the shadows.
No matter what you try, you can't do anything. It's already beyond your own grasp.
No. It was you who kept us in the ballroom. We made up our minds right before they died. You will run out of ideas. We already know a lot more about you than you can imagine. Now it is you who's cornered.
Well, I don't know, but everyone is working hard. So will I. I'll do my share for Haruhiko's sake. Me too! We will definitely get you, Monokuma! I'll avenge my friends who have died so far! What's with these guys? Rather than despair, they're burning with fight alone. You guys are bluffing! You can't do a thing anyways!
My friend, there's only chapter 5 and 6. And these are usually very big chapters.
There's a half chapter after that, too. Yeah. We'll find out soon that you're only left with despair.
Fuck off, Monokuma. Yeet.
Ah, bitch! Don't come back!
And so the fourth class trial ended. We lost two of our friends, Haruhiko and Satsuki, who couldn't be exchanged for anything. The will that the two gave us was definitely engraved in our very souls. We're not afraid. A step by step from now on will be a big leap towards true hope.
Are we really going to check on Kinjo? Leave him be. Just let him sleep there. No one cares. Leave him alone.
We kinda need him, sadly.
I agree, but I hate it.
And he's like the prime victim or killer in chapter 5, so we kinda need to extinguish that.
Yeah, true.
Kinjo, can you hear me? Answer me if you're awake. Immediately after leaving the courtroom, Mikado, who finally offered to cooperate with us, disappeared before we could call her.
She probably needs some time to think after that, to be honest.
And I mean, she isn't used to cooperating, so it wouldn't be surprised
Well,
if
it's
she...
that, and then, like, she's had a system shock, okay? That case sent her through a system shock. She needs some time to think.
Everyone except for Mikado went back to check on Kinjo's condition. However, Kinjo was silent. We had no choice but to go back to each of our rooms with a little cluttered feeling.
Oh boy, why are we, why?
What? Who is it? Is it morning? It's not even 7 a.m. Hey,
Hey, come out already, Maida!
Ah, is it?
I think it's it's either going to be Kinjo or it's going to be Akane. I don't know who it is though.
What? Wait a minute. Don't accept I want to end the part. Oh.
Oh, okay.
that, this is unexpected. Hello. Welcome to our humble abode.
Wife, you want to come in? You want to come inside? Like, sit at the table, hang out?
Why did you take so long to answer? Was it because to feed information to the mastermind? Mikado? What? That's a moody expression you got. No, it was just Mikado coming to my room. I wonder if the sky is gonna dive in too tomorrow now.
I'm sorry, his reaction's like on point for that.
Yes. It can't be helped. As I mentioned yesterday, I decided to cooperate with you in order to defeat the mastermind. I know that, but why did you suddenly change your mind? I told you I'm going to follow Iranami's idea. Hatano was a great person, but Iranami is more than that. Just because she's a human who can... As if, Maeda, don't make me say useless things. You're already drowned in every story, aren't you? Sorry. Also, no, you're calling me by my name now.
Oh my god, she is! I didn't notice that!
So, are you dissatisfied? Want to be called incompetent for the rest of your life? No, of course not. It's better to be called by my own name. It was a bit embarrassing to be nicknamed incompetent. Although it was accurate. Yuki, no. Yuki, no.
He is such a self-depreciative, pathetic little bitch, I swear.
I haven't admitted it yet. I don't want to be friends, but I want to have the least courtesy as long as I've decided to cooperate. Mikado tends to be weird like this. Usually, she looks down on us and ignores us, but she doesn't do it recklessly. She admits something that can be admitted whenever necessary. Stop talking about nonsense. Come to my room right now. Oh. What? Mikado's room? What are we doing today? Suddenly asking for that? I don't care if you got feelings for me, so shut up and follow me.
I'm gonna hyperventilate! What is going on?
We are getting fed very well today.
Thank you, Queen! Thank you!
I'm getting tired already. Queen.
Save, can we save, can we save,
Queen.
can we save, can we save?
No.
We love you so much. Everyone's in her room.
Oh, Ray, did you bring Maida?
Taira, Otori, and Kurokawa too. Hey, don't do that shit, Joe. How many times must I repeat that you're not my friends? Everyone...
But we're in your room, and I like your room. It's got books and things, and
There's
there
a
is a teddy bear
bear
by the front door.
Yes. Everyone, what happened?
Oh my god, he's wearing his goggles.
Yes.
It looks like Makaru came out of her room at dawn and called us one by one.
Taria, those goggles.
This one... It was Haru's. It was left in the dressing room. I brought it. This is an atonement for myself, and also my own commitment to continue Haru's will. We need to move forward.
That's right, the efforts of Kabashikawa and Satsuki. We should never forget the will of our friends who have died so far, but we can't just be sad anymore. Now it's time for us to fight back.
Bit by bit, very little, but something is starting to change and start to move. Our hope is to not find it, but to create it. Only these words struck in my mind.
So, why did you call us?
This is an operational meeting. As long as I have decided to cooperate, everyone here will beat up Monokuma and together we shall escape.
Ray! Being an ally makes me feel. Makes you. I can't talk anymore. Ray! Being an ally makes you feel so reliable now.
Everyone here. Wait, then what do we do about Kinjo?
Okay, no. Maida, shut the fuck up. The reason she's having you meet in her room is so that Kinjo can't hear what the fuck y'all are talking about. And she has it right.
When I look at that guy, he's a statue. Doesn't respond to anything, and I don't even know if he will ever wake up. But even if he wakes up, I'm not certain if he will ever recover. Oh my god, that was such a big shock to him. Dude.
Is he in a coma?
He's pretty much in the same state as Akane was after chapter 2. But like, just from
deserved! Oh, the karma! That's
Yes.
delicious!
Is Yuki gonna have to wake him up?
Nah. I'ma say no. If Yuki does that, I swear to God. Leave him be. Because that is not fair. Akane needed him and he did nothing. If he helps Kinjo, I'm going to fucking shove him in a locker, like I said from the start.
He's a very biased harem protagonist.
I'm so tired.
Then, of course, if we have him, you should be comfortable, but throw away your lingering regrets. We have no choice but to strike out, because I feel the fighting spirit from you. I chose to cooperate.
Mekaru, staying away from us till now, have you found out something?
A lot pile things. Those of you who have not found anything are more curious. First off,
Wait a minute. There can be surveillance. There can be a surveillance camera here too. Are you okay with that?
are you an idiot? Of course I know. That's why I called you into my own room. My room is the only one that can jam our surveillance cameras. Ooh. To put it bluntly, it's instant jamming.
Instant jamming? Tori, do you know what she's saying?
Not at all. I love that the two that don't have brain cells left are just like, do you know? No, okay.
Yep. In short, my room is safe. The words here will not be leaked to the mastermind, and our appearance is not visible.
Really? Amazing!
How did you do it?
She's literally one of the smartest people in the cast. Of course she did it.
Power room, audiovisual room, and I assembled some useful parts from the warehouse. That's how I made it. It's only a temporary measure, so even if it's not perfect, it will be safe. Mikaru, you just didn't spend time alone? Of course not. You better thank me for inviting you.
Yes, ma'am, we praise you.
Yes.
So, the first goal is to find out the identity of the mastermind.
Of course, that is the most important thing. But before that, let's look at the preconditions. Preconditions? Why did we get involved in this diversion?
I mean, that's the biggest mystery. Why did Hope's Peak Academy become this way? Why doesn't anyone come to save us? But that's the first thing we said with the others, right? At that time, there were both Kinjo and Mikaru, but no conclusion was made.
No, unlike then. There's one fact I do know. At first I thought it was an hypothesis, but because it was nonsense, but I was convinced after yesterday. Mikharu, you don't mean...
Yes. It's a fact, a considerable amount of time has already passed since we entered this school. And the truth is, we don't remember it.
Mikako?
Yeah.
Baby.
Also, I knew you would react when we talked about this, Mikako Kurokawa.
What? What's the situation all of a sudden?
I'm obviously deeply grateful to Satsuki, and thanks to her I was told to cooperate to punish the mastermind, but before that there's a traitor we must catch. Mikako Kurokawa, you know something. Honestly, I am dubious about your true nature. Tell me everything you know. If you can't, then I'll consider you on the mastermind side.
Oh, this is unfair considering what I know.
No way! Is this true?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like she just kinda passes out, like she's being electrocuted or something.
This is nonsense, right?
Yeah.
No. Trust me, If you're innocent, tell me the facts that you know. You do know that there's not only 1 or 2 suspicious actions you've done so far, right? Why did you shut your mouth? Are there any circumstances that you can tell us?
Mikharu, don't do that too much. Kurokawa has to calm down before... Ah,
I think this is just the morning announcement.
yeah.
Morning announcement? It's already 7 a.m.? That's not the problem right now.
Why is there a second announcement?
Oh, right. Almost forgot. I don't know if everyone had a good night, but I want everyone to please go to the gym. I have some great news to inform you. Oh. See you soon!
Sorry, I'm really excited.
I'm guessing our last student is due to arrive.
Baby?
What? I'll leave the story for later, but just so you know, I won't move on this time. Mikako Kurokawa.
What's the great news? It's only been a day since the trial was over, and suddenly... Well, just have to go. We have no choice.
Oh, I wish he wasn't showing up right now because I want to workshop his voice, but fuck. Okay.
Mikado and Kurokawa. The air that seemed to flow smoothly got tense in an instant. In this tense mood, Monokuma shows up to add even more anxiety. We all go to the gym as Monokuma said, without concealing the unpleasantness. There was a reality waiting for us that we could not imagine. This really is gonna be one long-ass cutscene, eh?
Sorry, I didn't know it would happen right now.
The first thing we knew as soon as we entered the gym was that Kinjo didn't come. If Monokuma didn't say anything, it only means that he still fainted. But the fact that it's so casually forgotten, because a more shocking scene unfolded in the gym.
Uh-huh. Who? A guy?
There he is!
I have seen pictures of you, sir.
Yep. He's part of our cast.
Everyone is here! The class trial ended yesterday, but I'm sorry for calling again. So suddenly. But no matter what, there were things I had to tell you. It's a bit early, but I'll announce the motive. A surprise motive event! Introducing... a transfer student! This time I This time I transferred to Hope Speak Academy. The ultimate inventor, Yamato Kisaragi! Please greet him with an applause.
Hands, are you okay?
Kisaragi?
Nonsense. Yamato
Ni? Brother?
Not quite. We'll get there.
A suspicious figure who suddenly appeared as the transfer student. With his appearance, the situation began to unfold like a roller coaster. Please allow
Here we
me
go.
to save.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I do have time to workshop his voice. Thank fuck.
Do you allow me to save, please?
I would hope so.
Oh, smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Holy shit. Okay, no, we've saved. We're done. We're
Yep.
done. We're done. We're
We're
done.
done.
We're fucking done.
Alrighty then. Then we shall see next time who this new transfer student is, what his relation is to Mikako, and who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, you'll find out soon.
So until then, bye!
Bye-bye.